What's up, guys? I just got home from my brother's place. He was cutting down trees in his back lawn and didn't get the direction right on the last one. He was cutting down and went right onto his roof. So I went over there to help him look at it and see if we needed to tarp it up. And he lucked out where tree came down and broke some of his trusses on the outside, but didn't actually get past the wall, but might still have some plywood damage on his roof. So yeah, happy holidays. To cut trees down in the holidays. It's rough. So how are you guys doing? What are we? A lot of astrological stuff. I saw this post saying that we have a black moon tonight. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I don't know. What do the animal cards say? The den. Nurturing and structure. So we're getting back to structure. Nurturing ourselves. Looks to me like this mouse is living in a hole. Maybe someone's stomach. I don't know. Fox, vision. So we're creating a vision for the new year, right? Nurturing ourselves, getting a vision of what we want, maybe what we want for ourselves. If we're nurturing ourselves, let's get one more. Adaptability. Bear. Taking whatever is available. All right. Bear never knows what kind of stuff's going to show up in his picnic basket. But so I was having this conversation with my brother, actually, when we were doing the roof. NVIDIA is a company that has pivoted at the right times for the right reasons. When they ran into a block, they pivoted and then went in a direction that the market needed. So think about what the market needs right now, and I'm sure you guys are envisioning what the market needs. What I see the market needs is more cooperation, right? More teamwork, and I'm seeing it a lot in the readers' channels where teamwork is a major thing. You have to learn how to work together again before you can teach anybody how to work together, though. It's about relationships. Every single card that we read for tarot card readers, it's the relationship that we have with ourselves that ends up manifesting itself in the world around us and the relationships that we have with one another, right? We want to be best friends with each other before we're lovers in any way, or else if we try to jump the gun in any way, if we try to do one before the other, then you got to be friends. Just be easy to talk to friends, right? And that happens in the business community. It's too often, and you see this, and I've witnessed this. It can, when you're trying to sell something and everybody else next to you is trying to sell something similar, it can be too easy to fall into competition, right? We're not trying to compete against one another. We're all here to help one another and to build something together. And if we're not building anything together, then what are we doing? Competition is end up just leading to divisiveness, right? Love. Right? This is the warrior of love, because we have to treat each other as we're equal, right? We are whole. There is nothing wrong with any of us. And it's hard to get up in the morning when you feel like you're not whole, or when you feel like everybody else is looking at you like you're not whole, or if you feel like you need time to heal. Take time for yourself. Make sure that you're doing the things for yourself that you need to do. But you also need to be able to work together, because think of it this way. And I was going to make a post about this the other day, but let's say you had a team of people that were working together, and you've got, let's say, 8 people, and 2 of the people maybe are just not as engaged. They're not doing what they need to do for, they're just not as productive. The best thing that you could do for that person is for one thing, ask them, say, hey, how you doing? Do you need some time for yourself? How about if you start running the group for a while? Because a lot of times we don't get engaged unless we feel like we're needed, right? If we don't feel like we're needed, and you're not plugging yourself into if people aren't asking, you have to, until you're in that leadership position and you're just serving the people around you instead of trying to control them, you're never going to feel like you need to get up in the morning, right? If it's just the same old blah, blah, blah every day, and you're not balancing your creativity with what you feel like someone needs to hear at the same time, then there's always just kind of like a drop off internally. It's a spiritual battle. So never think, I advise you guys, especially when you're on your own, all of you are valuable. There's nothing ever that desire. This is the number one thing that, it's as attachments, but it's also desire. You have to have the desire to feel like you have that, what you have within you that people need. More on desire. More on the devil card. I've been talking about business structure at on LinkedIn, and first you have to structure your relationships correctly, especially when it comes to business. You have to have some kind of equal give and take, and if you don't, then there's no way that you're going to balance the internal while you're in that system. Now, if you structure it correctly, now the challenge is to make sure that everyone has the same opportunity to be heard as everybody else, without forcing it and balancing the needs of the whole business. Very difficult. So our enterprise or venture is in the starting stages, and we're kind of going forth with youthful energy. And this is what we're passionate about. But even though maybe we're going through the struggle, there's a light. Five of Pentacles to me is one of my favorite cards. This is like, to me, this is the definition of the triple five, right? You've got, from the outside, it might look like you're poor, but you're spiritually rich. You're always being guided by a light from on top. We're at the beginning of the year. So many people that I've run into are changing what they're doing. Like even podcasters. I've been reaching out to podcasters to be a guest on podcasts, and a lot of people are not podcasting anymore. They're changing up what they're doing. They're deciding to do something different. So many of us are doing different things now. Nine of Cups. So even though you guys are walking forward, there's faith. Your heart's full. Might be by yourself, but your heart's full. More on this Devil card. Where are our passions? The emotions of the soul? Maybe we're carrying too much. Burdens. More on burdens. Are we carrying other people's burdens? Are we trying to carry too much for ourselves? Eight of Swords. Juggling a lot of stuff. We have an asset that we just maybe aren't aware of. Youthful energy. Juggling a lot of things. Two Cups. This is falling in love with ourselves, right? Masculine and feminine kind of coming together. Maybe we have assets that we don't know how to use yet. And maybe we're juggling too many things. Conflict in our environment. Or maybe we're interconflicted. To me, this is conflict, right? Internally. We're holding on to something and we're conflicted as to what we want to do with it. Something we can't see. What is it that we can't see? That we're the star. Maybe you guys can't see that you're the star. The King of Swords. So this is something that I know without a doubt that love conquers anything out there, right? It teaches you about business structure but just the simple act of just giving and receiving love is more powerful than anything. Yeah. I think that's the overall message. And just, give time to heal. The organism is trying to figure out what it needs to do next. And until it does, we're living in a society that lives on money, right? It's getting harder and harder to sell things. Big businesses are collapsing because it's getting harder for products to sell. Everything that you're seeing out there in the consumer market is representation of an inner spiritual battle of people learning that they need to start working and loving one another and start creating things for one another. Until that happens, there's got to be some kind of flashover, right? Healing happens on the inside once people understand how to work together and be treated equally. It's really hard to sell something to anybody, right? What am I going to sell to you? It's pretty hard to sell anything, to tell anybody that you have to tell somebody that they're not whole and that you have something that they don't have. What do I have that you don't have, right? We all have the ability to understand one another and listen to one another and love one another and to heal one another. Yeah. Let's get an oracle card. You guys are the star. Choices. What choices are we making? One more. Strength and compassion. Stay strong and have compassion for everybody around you. It's difficult, when you're falling trees and you think you smashed your house up, but the damage usually isn't as bad as you think it is, right? We all do things that, we think that we've caused irreparable harm to ourselves or the people around us, but we only harm ourselves by believing that. There isn't anything that can't be overcome. So, love you guys. Have a beautiful day, and catch you in the next one.